We were jamming. I'll tell you. Even when it's funeral, it's like party.
Wow.
Because those days when they do funeral, if you, God bless you and you die, the way you look and the way you behave towards people. I don't think even if you have a bald head and you go and misbehave with somebody, the person will leave you. But there's that perception that Rastas are bad, but I don't think that's true. People are bad, not Rastas. It doesn't matter. You saw the guy who murdered. He don't have dreadlocks. It doesn't look like a mafia.
Hello, welcome to One Play Covers on One Play Africa. My name is Tina Love Nairam. This is the show where we speak to emerging artists to know more about them. Today I'm been joined in the studio by one banging artist who goes by the name NAFA City. So,
I'm doing good.
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. You're looking good.
Thank you.
NAFA City.
Yes, please.
You're doing amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk about you.
Yeah.
Where did NAFA City, where was he born?
All right. The name NAFA City is an acronym. It's the abbreviation of the initials of my name. I go by the name Intin Augustin Frimpong. So I've abbreviated the Intin Augustin Frimpong and added African City. So it's Intin Augustin Frimpong African City.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's talk about your childhood.
Yeah.
Where were you born?
I was born in the Asante Achim South District in a small village called Komiso. It was then a village, but today I would say it's a town because they've developed a bit. That's where my mom is from Komiso, my dad is from Jaso. And I started my basic education and junior high education in the Asante Achim district till I moved to Kuforidia to further up in SHS. I graduated in 2008 and since then I've been doing music.
Wow. So on this show we talk about your story.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's talk about your neighborhood. How was your neighborhood like? Was it the quiet type? Was it that vibe? Like a neighborhood you get the vibe from?
You know, growing up, I grew up in a place where there was no electricity.
Wow.
Yeah, like to maybe 8, 12 to 13 before, you know, I started even seeing the city life. That's when I moved to, I used to travel back then to my sister in Accra and other siblings in Kumasi though. But then I was still based in the village, you know that thing. So it's like holidays, I'll go and come back. So I would say I grew up in the village with my grandmom, my uncle, and my mom. My mom is a single, she was a single mother. She's deceased now.
Okay.
But I can say that I grew up from a Christian home. My upbringing was okay. You know, the challenges were beginning without electricity, so I lacked a lot of things until, you know, yeah, you know that kind of thing.
I'm so interested in the no electricity.
Yeah.
Thing. So how was it like growing in an area where there is no electricity?
I think back then I didn't know more, so I was okay then. I didn't know what exactly was happening to me because I was young. I depend on my parents. So I go to school, I have friends, you know, my mates, we go to school, we close, we come back at night, we use lantern. And sometimes, do you know Bobo? Have you heard of Bobo?
Yes.
Yeah, so I grew up from, you know, that kind of place until I came to the city to know the city life. So I'm a mixture of that, you know, the city life and the village life. But then it's a good experience. It makes you understand life. And it had built me to a stage that I can, you know, endure any circumstance and any situation in any place. That's what I feel.
Wow. So using the Bobo to learn or something, was it? I feel it to be an interesting thing.
Yeah, yeah. I think many people still live that kind of life, even in our modern days, because it's not that long. You know, that was somewhere around, I think we got light in that place around 2010 or so. So just imagine. So going to school, you know, it's daytime, it was Rebecca said Aban school. You know that thing, yeah, like local authority school and all that. So when you come home, you use the lantern to learn for maybe 2 hours because you can't waste time. You have to off the light and sleep. You know?
But I feel maybe using that, some of your neighbors or students wouldn't even learn.
That was the situation. We didn't have any other choice, so we had to, you know, live within what we have. You understand? That was the life then. There was no light. It wasn't only me. All the neighbors, everybody didn't have light, like the whole town. So it's a normal thing.
So before, I was told that during that time where there is no light, they used to tell stories, like in the evening you have to gather, they tell stories, you do some other fun games.
Yeah, that's true.
Was it true? Like
that was when I was very young, but growing up, I liked reading a lot. I love reading, so most of the time I will be reading, you know. But my grandmom can sit us down and tell us stories, like evening time after meals and all that. I forgot most of them though, but I think it's a great feeling. You know, even those that live in the city, sometimes they should pay visit to the rural areas and experience that life. You know, it's part of moral teachings and part of our society. You have to learn the other side of the world too. Wow. So if you have a family and you have other people in the village, sometimes it's good to go on holidays to have a feel of the village life, eat some fresh food and all that. Yeah.
So since there was no electricity, how do you play music there?
You know, my music started 2005.
Not you. Like,
oh
yeah. Listen to music. Was there any music at that time?
I was a bit fortunate. I would say I was a bit fortunate because my mom was then in Italy. That's my mom's sister. My mom is deceased. Her sister, she's still in Italy. So back then we had a generator. And people would come to our house for movies because we would show free movies to everybody. So I was a bit fortunate that we had that. Okay. So, you know, it wasn't that bad. You know, I can watch some movie, but it wasn't like a city boy growing up. You can tune in, watch TV, do whatever you like at all times. But I still had the feel, you know. I would say it's not easy. It's not easy. But if that's what you have to live within it, and you have to make every good use of everything that comes your way.
So what song was popular at that time?
Those times, a lot of songs like Batman, a lot of songs.
This song, I like where there is no electricity. They have favorites.
We were jamming, I'll tell you. Even when it's funeral, it's like party.
Wow.
Because those days when they do funeral, if you, God bless you and you die, the other people will enjoy for you, trust me. Because it's like, that's the only occasion. It's Christmas, somebody's funeral, or somebody's wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, that kind of life, so.
So apart from Miss Muna, what?
Then time we have Book Back, Sickly Tele, we have Tiny, a lot of artists back then, or CONVO Kwade. You know, those people are also, most of them are very learned. You know, those people at the village, they go to school, some of them, they have relatives in the city, so some of them, they come back, and we were like, you know, village life. But they are learned people.
Wow.
They are very learned, trust me.
How do they play the songs? No electricity,
radio? They have batteries and know that.
Okay, so.
You haven't lived in the village before, I'll take you there, don't worry.
Okay, so what else was popular at that time aside the music? What else was popular?
Aside music,
yeah.
Oh, a lot of things, movies, you know. And you know one funny thing?
No,
we would go to a video center, you know, at evening. You know, we were showing free videos, but there were other people who were showing movies and taking money from people because they would buy fuel. They would buy petrol and fill the generator, then they would show it. So sometimes too, we go movies and all that. But there was nothing so interesting. But it was a good place to live, playing around with friends, learning new things. But you know, village life, you don't get access to a lot of things.
Yes. Yeah. So let's talk about culture.
Yeah.
There and dressing.
Yeah.
How was it like at that time?
I think is a is it real African dressing, the way we dress, yes. Most of the people, they dress the same way. And you know, when I was young, I didn't know the value of some of the things I had because they would shop clothes from Italy and I would have the quality goods and I would be wearing them anyhow. I didn't know it worked. So I had a friend who once met me and he was living in Ifijase. That's a bit civilized than where I was. So there was a time he met me and he's like, yo, do you know the price of this? Do you know how much we buy this? And I was even fighting my granny that I won't wear that shoe. It's Chinese shoe. So I started to understand. And those people over there, they like wearing fools and all that. So, you know.
You feel the
yeah. It's part of it. It's part of it.
Let's talk about family here. Since
Yeah.
you had a single parent, how was it like? I read even in your profile that your grandmom.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, how was it like?
My grandmom, she sells, she's a fishmonger, so she sells, and she's the queen mother of all the sellers.
Okay.
So she was okay. She will go to the market. Sometimes I will carry fish and I'll be selling.
Wow.
I've done a lot of things. Or sometimes I'll go to the market and I'll be selling fish after school.
Wow.
You know, she was, she's still alive. She's a bit weak now. She can still do things, but she was strong back then. So she was basically the head of the family. My mom, she was a seamstress, so she was getting money. We were okay. My mom's sister was sending money, my uncles. So it's like a family, we support each other.
Okay.
I didn't really have the feel of being a child as, you know, with the mother and the father though, but I think the family life was okay.
Wow.
It was okay.
So selling fish at that time, a big boy like you.
I wasn't a big boy, I was just a normal boy.
But how was it like?
It was normal.
Being okay and selling fish.
Yeah.
Do your friends, maybe when you go to school, people will be like, oh, we saw you selling fish or something.
Yeah. They love it because, you know, when I go and sell, sometimes I can sell it my own price. Yeah, because maybe I will not be selling where I'm supposed to. I will carry it to different place. I will be trekking with it, so I can sell and get money. So I was okay because it was mean for me to get money, you know. And my grandmom was okay. She wasn't complaining about anything because she was happy that at least I can take the staffs out, sell, and bring back the money she expects. But I was looking sharp on that.
Wow.
Yeah, I was smart. I'm still smart.
What inspires you, even from that tender age, what inspired you to even get into music?
Well, I was always saying I was going to be a doctor when I was growing up. I didn't know I was going to do music. But I quite remember there was a day we had a wall. You know these Kumasi houses. They'll build like five rooms. They will do porch. The porch, they don't have cover, you know, just wall. So I was lying on a wall, and then I fell, and there was nobody home to console me or tell me, "Yo, sorry." I cried, son. Nobody was there, so I said to myself, "Why am I crying? Maybe one day you become a musician." So I stopped, and I always remember that.
Why are you a prophet?
I don't know, but they said most of the time, when I was very young, you know, I was always first in class because I was smart and I enjoyed reading. I loved reading. So some of the things that the teachers would talk about, I already know about it. And so sometimes they will say I'm a wizard because like I can see something like within 2 minutes, how it will happen. When I was young, maybe I lost that qualities. I was once telling my brothers that, bro, when I was young, I had this gift, but I don't know if it's gone or it's still there. Because I can see something and watch and be like, it's going to happen this way, this way. It's not a deja vu. You know, you feel like you've been a place before, not this way. But I feel like it's going to happen this way. And it will happen the same way. Wow. Yeah, so I think I still have that gift in me. But when I was young, I always had a plan to get a city. I didn't know my name was going to be NAFA City, but I had a plan that I would get opportunity to get my own land and establish, like my own establishment, like a place, like a town or a place, different place where everything is organized there. Wow. When I was young. So I think everything that is happening in my life is God's will. God has been controlling my thoughts, my actions, and he's been watching me, even though sometimes I feel like I'm lost, but he's watching me.
Let's go back to when you fell.
Yeah.
So when you fell, what happened?
There was nobody there, so I cried. That's when I said to myself, no, stop crying. Maybe one day you'll become a musician. So I consoled myself and I stopped crying. But when I was young, I could lip sync people's song A to Z.
People like?
Like if I hear somebody's song, I can lip sync it. Like when it plays, I can sing along. Or when it even it's not playing, I can sing the whole song. I was good at that. Like I don't write them, but I listen and I capture the songs, every lyrics, A to Z. Wow. Yeah.
So what songs do you listen back
My
then?
best songs, those time are in so those times.
You really like this song?
That was a jam. Yeah, that was everybody loved it that time. Samini, then time Batman. Yeah, it was those times. I loved. We listened to Daddy Lumba, Nana Champong, but my inspirations most come from Bob Marley, Tupac. That's the reason why I combine rap and singing at the same time. So before I heard people doing trap music and all this hip hop. I was doing it long way before.
Okay.
Because most of my songs, if you listen, I'm singing rap. Singing rap is what I do. Wow. So I feel like, okay, it's not too late. I'm still working on it. It's in progress, so I don't have to rush things.
Let's talk about New Jabbing.
Yeah.
Where you're in New Jabbing, were you singing there?
They made me sing more. Like, you know, when I moved from Kumasi to Koforidua, the feel was different because everybody was like speaking Pidgin. I couldn't speak Pidgin. In school, Pidgin, you know, Pidgin, the Pidgin language. And then in Kumasi, they don't do that. They basically speak P and pure English. So my English was like so clear. It was like, yeah, Charlie, you can't profit too much, are they? But I couldn't speak the Pidgin, you see. So I tried to learn. So when I became a bit perfect with it, it was like I mixed the good English with the Pidgin. So mine was even better than what they were saying. Koforidua transformed me into a more of an artist because, you know, some of my friends, they would take me to other schools for battles and all that. And I think they loved music. In Kumasi, they loved me rapping, doing all that, but the support wasn't there. But when I came to Koforidua, I met Accra boys, people from Tema, people from Ashama, and all that. They are, you know what I mean?
Supported you.
They love music, especially the Tema guys I met back then. Dakura Dams and Black Dams. They were like those who pushed me to do more. And Nigga Rollin', I have a friend, his name is Nigga Rollin'.
Wow. So what's the relationship with those people now?
Some of them, I would say Rollin', I went to Koforidua for a tour, a media tour. I met Rollin', and he came with his whole squad. The reception was amazing. But some of these people I mentioned earlier, we know since we graduated and everybody parted ways. I haven't seen them before. You know, some of them are trying to search their names on YouTube, Facebook, but I think maybe they don't know my name because back then, I wasn't using NAFA. I was using a very bad name, Margot.
Okay.
So like when we parted ways from school, everybody went separate ways. But I know they if they are still alive and they are living, they will one day hear of me and they will be like, yo bro, this is me. I just pray that they will come.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you mentioned who inspires you?
I take inspiration. I take inspiration from music itself. Music itself inspires me because I've been doing this for a very long time. And if it's not the music itself as the inspiration, I didn't learn music because I listened to somebody. When I got out from SHS, JHS, that's when I started writing songs. That was back then, 2005. And it took me 3 years to get into a studio to record.
Wow.
Yeah, so the main inspiration itself, I think it's music. It's God and music.
God and music.
Yeah, music itself as music.
Wow.
Yeah, because, you know, sometimes I feel like, why am I doing this? And I still feel like, no, bro, you can't quit. Because you have invested everything you have in this. You can't. And you know what?
No, it's only.
They only win when you quit.
Okay, who?
You, the doer of something.
So who wins?
whoever wins means your fears, the things you lack. When those things overcome you and you give up, then you lose.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So far as you have not given up, no, they don't win.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah,
That's what I
motivational
believe.
Speaker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so your looks.
Yeah.
You have this Rasta thing.
Yeah.
And when did you start developing the love for this kind of hairstyle? Because I know
Yeah.
society don't accept some of these things. So how was it like?
Well, in the beginning, I never thought I was going to be a Rasta. I just wanted to do it for just fun. But then when the hair started coming, when it started growing, I felt like, no, I like this new look, you know. And at first, I was having problem with the family, you know. They are like, they were actually fighting my mom. That why will you watch your son do this? And everybody was saying what they like. But my mom never complained because she knows me very well. And she was the closest person to me. And always what she would say is, please, you don't want the people to say bad things. But my mom knew me. Everybody knew that I am that calm. And ever since I've been on the street or I've been on my own or started doing this, I've never brought any problem, or I've never go home with a problem and be like, this has happened. Or so my mom gave me the confidence to continue. Wow. Because at a point she was like, yo, I feel. So sometimes you'll be watching for me. And I was always telling her that, Mitra. Like, I'll cut it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You will cut it?
I will shave. Let me put that. let me use the pidgin word so that they will understand. Like, I was going to shave. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where society says where we see Rastafarians, we see hate, we see smoke, we see that. NAFA City, where we see you with your Rasta, we see hate. Or...
I don't think so. I don't think, just like I'm saying, I haven't got a problem with anybody. And I think appearance and actions also count. You know, the way you look and the way you behave towards people. I don't think even if you have a bald head and you go and misbehave with somebody, the person will leave you. But there's that perception that Rastas are bad, but I don't think that's true. People are bad, not Rastas. It doesn't matter. You saw the guy who murdered, he don't have dreadlocks. It doesn't look like a mafia. So the world itself, sometimes we misunderstand and we misplace some hate somewhere. It's misplaced hate. That is pulling, like the pull me down syndrome. The moment they see you, you're like, oh, I got a Rasta. But it's maybe any part of reader.
Wow.
Yeah, but don't ask me.
I'm interested in that part.
I brought it, but don't ask me. Let's skip that part.
Okay, so take me through your creative process.
Yeah.
Creative process.
Well, it all started after high school. When I got out of school, I was totally without job. I was not studying, you know. So I had enough time to write because I told you earlier on, I enjoy reading and writing. So that's when I started writing some classic songs. Back then I was a beast though.
Wow.
Right now I calm down.
Eish.
I was rapping basa. Like when they carry me go, I just they kill everybody. They will be like Agbina, that type. But you know, I would say it's life. Life carries us through some things. The music, the craft started when I was home. I wrote more and I got the opportunity somebody featured me on a song. So when I went to the studio, they heard my vibe for the first time and they are like, yo bro, you are too good. We want to work with you. Okay. So it started from, the engineer was a Nigerian Ghanaian based engineer. And we have friends who were students from Legon. Okay. Some were from Guinea, Sierra Leone, and others were from Nigeria. So when they heard my vibe, they said, all of them were like, yo, we want to work with you. And they were students who share the same craft with me and the same dream. So we started working. That's when I felt like, okay, I'm an artist now. Because back then in school, I felt like, oh, I'm doing it. But I started writing some songs that people were coming to the studio just to look for me.
Wow.
I have some songs back then, Send Us to School, Right Now, Hustler Music. Those songs are poems. You know, it's been like years. But if you hear them today, I haven't released them still.
What are you waiting for?
I'm not waiting for something. That thing is rather waiting for me.
So your recent song with Raskuku and
Obibini. I think that was back then in 2014.
Okay.
And we released in 2020. So that should tell you the works we are doing. When you do good things, it lasts forever. So you don't have to. I would urge all artists to at least take one time, just one song, that will live forever. That will put their memory out there even when they don't exist anymore.
Wow.
That
so
music
how are
will be.
people relating to it?
I think it's building me. My numbers are rising. People are starting to show interest in my craft. First, it wasn't easy. You put a post and nobody likes it, and it's frustrating, you know. But I think it's information. If people get to hear about it, they will patronize. So it's all about promotion, and promotion is about money. But it's not everything that is based on money. It's connection, love, and the people.
Wow.
So I believe people are beginning to know the NAFA City, my side of the story. And I believe as time goes on, they will love me. I know they love me, but they haven't heard it. But when they hear it, I know, right?
We love you.
I know, right? So it's building. We are building. We are on the mission. That's from underground mission, trying to put one brick at a time. It's like we are building. We laid the foundation. But I can say I am solid now because I've come to understand the situation I am in. Music is not just a craft for me, but it's my life. And something that is my life, it means it's not only my life, because I don't live for myself. I live for others. So my music has become something that other people are going to depend on. So I can't give up. That's why I keep pushing and keep working hard, that I don't let the people down. Because there are people who believed in me and they've died. Most of them have died. So even their memories, I can't let that go.
Wow.
Yeah.
NAFA City, keep working.
Yeah.
I really want to see you at the top one day.
Thank you.
Where can we search? What should we search?
My songs, right? Yeah. My songs are on all digital platforms, I would say. When you go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, Deezer, Pandora, Amazon, Audiomack, Boomplay, to name it. NAFA City, you search NAFA City. And when you go to YouTube, NAFA City. And on Instagram, my handle is NAFA City. On Twitter, it's NAFA City _ Facebook, NAFA City. Only Twitter is NAFA City _. Every other platform is NAFA City.
Thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, so it's been amazing with NAFA City. Kindly check him out on all social media at NAFA City and subscribe to our YouTube channel at OneplayAfrica and follow us on all our social media handles. This is One Play Cover. My name is Nairam.
One play. At last, your music.